Hola, compadres, and welcome back to another episode. It's your humble mumble host, SB Press. Also got the co-hosts in the house again. Got my boy Rizat and the Hizat, and Lance the man, Ill Son.
Hey.
Ill Son. Ill. But we're gonna go ahead and start y'all off right, making y'all reacquainted with how to find us. So go ahead and follow the @compadres on Instagram as well as YouTube. That's @COMPODRES. Lance, hit him.
I am underscore, my bad. My mouth was full. Sorry, dude. It's all good. We can keep that rolling. I am underscore ILLSON. That's Instagram. You can find us there. And I would just want to say too, COMPODRES, YouTube and Instagram. Holler at us.
Hit him, Rizat.
How you doing over there? It's Rizat and the Hizat.
There he is.
Shizza.
There he is.
All right, man. And today, every time I guess when we speak about this man, we should also pay our homage and respect, give him a moment of silence.
Absolutely.
And okay, let's go ahead and start off with the Bill Russell, having his number retired, and other, great athletes that had their number retired.
Well, you know how many athletes have had their number retired by the whole league.
Exactly. That's why great was the word that came out.
Why don't you
so many.
Right. Hey Joe, why don't you run down who they are and what
Everyone knows about Jackie Robinson's number.
I don't think 40. A lot of people know
that. They know it's Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I know they know Jackie, but I don't know they know his number was retired.
No one wears that in MLB.
Yeah,
no one wears that, and they should.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a high honor. And then you have Bill, who just got in. I think is amazing, for him to have that. And then the other one's a little weird. I don't think a lot of people know unless there's a lot of big hockey fans that are listening. But Wayne Gretzky,
absolutely,
number 99,
the greatest, one of the greatest.
Yeah. You ever watch Gillette commercials? You better know who Wayne Gretzky is.
But I don't think a lot of people realize that his number is retired in the NHL at all.
Yeah, Wayne is definitely.
Yeah, Wayne lives out here.
Yeah, I mean he was definitely one of the greatest, and I think even if you're not a big hockey fan, that you know who Wayne Gretzky is. So.
Right.
But you said something very interesting earlier that I wanted you to touch on. That Wayne's the only one alive.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what do you know?
I don't know when it exactly happened. We should fact check it, but that's been for a while. He's been retired for at least 30 years, 20 years, something like 20 to 30 years, and his number's been retired. It's insane.
Well, his stats are untouchable in hockey. If you look them up, they're untouchable.
Yeah. You would have to put three players together to get what
untouchable. Yeah.
You couldn't even say, Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin. Put them together. No, the numbers still are half of what he's done.
Well, me being from Michigan, man, I kind of grew up with hockey. Our high school team had a hockey team, and all of the high schools around had hockey teams. So, I didn't play. I could skate, but hockey wasn't ever for me. But it definitely was very popular. So was lacrosse. But hockey, being from Michigan, the Red Wings, when I was growing up, were great. So, we were exposed to a lot of different. I would go to Joe Louis Arena and watch a Red Wings game all the time. So that was one of the first sporting events I went to.
I guess the young one in me has to tell my hockey experience.
Yeah, being in California, what is that?
For me, it was the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, the movie.
Which is funny because then it made me really a fan of the Anaheim Ducks. So for me, I followed Paul Correa, Teemu Selanne, some of the GOATs as well.
Right.
But then I ended up, staying current with it. Sidney Crosby was one of the guys that I really kept up with. I like the whole back and forth. But again, I always understood that Wayne Gretzky was that guy, that MJ, that silhouette. If they ever he's a one of a kind, and that's the significance of the whole situation, where it's retired all over.
Yeah, but to Bill, man, what a great honor, especially for an NBA player. such a high valued sport in the world right now, and even in America. You know, it's just a huge honor, one of the biggest. I mean, if you really want to think about it, you know, God forbid. I mean, not God forbid, but God rest his soul. You know, the Mamba. You know, people were discussing it, but you know,
824, man.
People are still gonna wear 8 and 24, man. So it's like for Bill to get 6, you know, retired from the whole NBA is pretty cool, man. Imagine being a player that was number 6. LeBron.
Well,
Can't use that no more.
You going back 2-3?
He gave that to AD.
So then,
So he's probably gonna use 3.
If he the truth, he'll just use number 1.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that now.
He'll just put 45 like Jordan.
Nah, he's gonna do. I think he said 3. I think that's what he said.
But yeah, just out of respect, I think that's a great way to honor him too. Just across the board, man. Like he's a pioneer. He's on the Mount Rushmore, and he's on the Mount Rushmore of all sports, not just the sport of basketball.
Yeah, I do. We did touch on this a couple episodes back. The video will be dropping very soon for you guys, so you'll get to hear a little bit more. We go a little bit further into Bill Russell and his greatness. So just check out for that, guys.
Yeah, and also check out for a new logo coming.
Oh,
We got that coming in the way.
Yes, we do.
Definitely, man. I definitely, I want something to stick with y'all. Even when y'all eyes closed, y'all can still see it.
Right.
You know, so let's just go ahead and kick it into the next one. Does anybody have a specific liquor in mind that they prefer? Dry? Because I'm not really a drinker.
yeah, hold on. Let me explain this because
let's
let me explain it because you just can't say dry.
Pose this question, Joe.
No, I mean I've poured my fair share of drinks in my day, and
Give
you
it to
know,
me, bartender.
it's weird to me. The one liquor, like if you shoot vodka and you don't chill it, it is just gas. I mean, I think anybody that can do that it's always amazed me. You always got to have it chilled. I mean, that's why you're not supposed to keep liquor in the freezer. Vodka, for some reason, it should always be in the freezer. A lot of people like it chilled, but you're not supposed to pour it chilled. But just drinking that straight, whoo!
Tough.
Is there anything
Yes.
you drink straight, Lance, that's not, required to chilled?
I mean, like, if we're talking whiskeys or, stuff like that, that's more chill. Cognac, maybe.
Yeah.
You can do a little in, not chilled. I can handle that. Crown Royal or something, decent. So, but yeah,
Got some bourbons out there.
I want everything chilled pretty much. If I'm drinking,
I mean,
I want it all chilled. Like,
there's different ways about taking shots and stuff. I mean,
I will say this though, you got to think about this. People in different parts of the country, you don't want a cold drink on a cold night. So a lot of people drink Fireball warm and tequila warm because it warms them up. Because once you get alcohol in the system. So people across the country have different opinions on stuff like that.
I've seen people drink warm Moscow Mule.
Ooh.
So I don't know how people drink that shit.
Warm Moscow Mule, really?
No, I just that drink I'm not a big fan of. But people love that shit.
Hair in the chest.
Was it ginger beer
And vodka.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan at all, man, of that. But I do get it. There's definitely some liquors and stuff that you can deal with, but mostly I just want everything chilled.
Because he's a chilled dude. That's fine.
Well, you guys drink beer. What do you say?
He's smooth. He's smooth. Ice ill over here.
He's extraterrestrial, all that stuff.
What?
From another planet.
He's
man.
from
Oh yeah, okay.
You didn't know, brother?
Go ahead and jump it. Let's go.
You didn't know that, brother?
Yeah,
From another planet?
How do you feel about UFOs,
Brother,
man?
sound like Hulk Hogan. Come on, brother.
Hey, brother.
With them coming out a bunch of shit like Nope and everything. How you feel about UFOs?
Yeah. What's up? Say that again? We didn't hear you there.
Because they put out the movie Nope. Just weird little references to things that we've never quote unquote seen.
Right.
How do y'all feel about UFOs?
I know we've touched on this before. I mean, I definitely think there's something else out there. Absolutely.
Have you seen the classified documents that have been released?
Yes, I'm not. I don't know them by heart or any quotes, but I've seen stuff.
But you've seen stuff.
Yeah.
So, to make it clear, we're talking
I just
about.
when you say that, I just think of Armageddon.
Well,
when he names it.
Well,
To get the name right after the bitch, yeah, no, I think they're, Yeah.
Well, there's two different things there. So people say, unidentified flying object, right? So unmanned vehicle that flies around, right? And then there's what is it, the fourth kind meeting where you actually meet an extraterrestrial or alien being or whatever. So yeah, but I mean, how hard is it to believe that there's not, unidentified flying objects, especially the way they're moving, that can't be military. These are things that are years ahead of our technology. And how foolish are we to believe that as big as this, just our universe is, not even just our galaxy versus, there's so many. It's like, how can we just be foolish to think that Earth is the only place that has life?
Dude, there's unidentified floating objects. We haven't even cracked fully the surface of our ocean.
I know, that's the craziest.
That's
a good point.
I mean, but that's what's amazing.
It's amazing.
The ocean, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I think for sure the UFOs have capable to go down. And I think they have stuff set up in the ocean. I mean,
our technology is not advanced enough to go down to those depth, oceans. There's things to where light doesn't even go down and penetrate
right.
that far.
What is it? Marina Trench is the deepest part of the ocean that we know, and it's about 7.4 miles.
And it's funny, not to bring him up in a good way, but Will Smith actually has this documentary thing, or this episode thing on the internet, and he gets in this 3-man cruise submarine, and it travels all the way down to the deepest part of the ocean, to where fish illuminate light because there's no light at all. So it'll just be colors flashing all over the place and everything.
Right.
That was pretty interesting and everything. But then I feel like when it comes to the outer space part of the whole UFO, because UFO could be an acronym for a whole bunch of different things.
Right.
When it comes to the outer space thing, there's just we can't be the only sense of intelligence out there. Mm-hmm. There's things that are beyond us, before us. So I'm sure those things that are more advanced have came here, observed us, or whatever case may be, even abducted and taken some people back.
You think that?
I believe everybody has a truth to their story.
Well, you hear the story of Eisenhower, right? You guys hear about that whole little ordeal where apparently he went to Antarctica and made deals with extraterrestrials, and they gave us technology to. I mean, that's all conspiracy. I don't want to get into that, but I want to get back into the ocean side of it because that was really interesting what we were talking about.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking
I would never even want to go across.
So what Cameron went the
good.
furthest down, right? James, the movie producer, Avatar.
Yes.
He went the furthest down in that machine that they built, right? That he helped build.
And they expanded upon that too. That's the one that Will Smith has been in.
Yeah, right.
The machine that Will Smith is in is the latest of that technology.
The latest of that technology. And we don't even know. I think the number is it's 14 or 15% of the ocean floor.
What is that?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Mount Everest can fit inside the Marina Trench.
It could be the goddamn kaiju down there.
Think about how long and deep that is. It could be anything down there, bro.
A whole bunch of
So, I mean,
they also say the Earth is hollow. So.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, but I think we all touched on it. I think there's I know it does a lot to the R word, but at the same time, people still can't be so ignorant to not think there's got to be something else. But
we can't be the only ones that came this far. There's other things that came further or things that came short again.
Well, people spent their whole lives looking into this. And, I did see an Elon Musk interview not too long ago where he said personally he's seen nothing to suggest that there is, life outside of Earth. So, and I think he would know a lot.
Okay, so then I'm gonna send this over to Joe as well. But if there's no life outside of Earth, then why are they looking for?
Well, I take that back.
Planets to other planets to live on.
There's microorganisms they found.
Now you guys are getting
Mars.
fucking deep over here.
Yeah, that's what we do on this podcast.
Motherfucker, just finish what you're saying. God damn.
Ain't that what we do on
Yeah,
this
but
podcast?
shit,
Deep
Jesus
is the ocean that we
Christ.
haven't even touched surface on.
Oh man, it's literally probably been about 15 minutes talking about it, but yeah, man. I mean, we'll run through it. That's pretty much all we're gonna say then. I guess.
Well,
I guess
then-
Joe wants to get out of this topic.
Then I guess I'll just flip it over to something like more current, some more realistic, and something more up tempo. Since we all in LA, it's summertime, so a lot of people on they slimy, sleazy shit.
Yeah.
That's going on. And
I'm
everything.
working with one right now.
Don't let them steal that charisma, man. How do you feel about? Well, let me ask this question. How do you prepare yourself for outings and events and stuff, as well as not having someone steal from you?
Oh no,
As far as
caught
defense.
slipping.
I always look at where I'm going first, and every time I always have any personal items I keep on my person, I like to keep in my front pocket. That's in my back pockets at all,
Absolutely.
and just know my surroundings.
Absolutely.
I mean,
That's
that's
what
pretty simple.
Everybody coming to visit America too. That's advice you should listen to.
I've seen some people get picked. I mean, I've been at the track before. I've seen some dude try to pick me. Like I've seen a bunch of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a horrible experience on the Metro link.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, those guys are pros, man. They just go out there and they do it every day.
Oh no, it was pros as far as they knew the setup to go ahead and catch me as I was transferring from one train to the next train, and in that miss it was a blind spot, I guess, and came out the what works with guns. It was like, oh, wallet. So that's what kept me from keeping a wallet on me at a certain point in time. But then yeah, it's just no more public transportation type stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, for me, I'm just always trying to be well aware of my surroundings, self-awareness as well as aware of my surroundings. Just looking at people with intent. I'm very intuitive and I'm very photographic. I'm
I do
constantly
remember you saying that.
taking snapshots of different things and stuff. So if I see it once, I just have it in my mindset or whatever. So.
That's a good craft to have, a good skill to have, man.
And always look at exits, man.
Yeah.
Always when you're going somewhere, look at where the exits are, because it can be a situation that's involving you, but just your safety and just be aware of everything that you're around. But Lance, what about you? How do you
Yeah, man.
stay on P's and Q's?
Well, I just want to say, we're not trying to, tell you guys to be an action superhero and you got to check all your exits but just safety, especially I will say this, I check all my exits, but you don't have to. But what I'm saying though is these are just what Joe said, front pocket, be aware of your surroundings, stay away from things that, look sketchy, could be sketchy. And we're in Los Angeles, so this is the land of the wild, wild west, and there's a lot of street people with guns, and if you're not paying attention, you could be a victim and not even know anything and just been standing there. So that's why we say, we're just trying to give some tips and some advice of things we would do going out in any city in America, especially if you're coming from another country. You got to be on point with stuff like that.
Y'all saw Hostel.
Right. Yeah, man. So
Y'all saw Taken.
definitely.
Y'all saw Big Mama.
Yeah. We could get a lot deeper into that, but
Be on your P's and Q's.
I think that's a good start for people.
But
So,
yeah, well, I just gotta say, we back at it again. It's always a pleasure to have both of y'all with me, so we can always do this as the unity.
Right.
Speak for change, man. But anyways, Padres, we're at the part where we need y'all to go ahead and subscribe, and leave some nice, even not nice comments and stuff at Compadres, COMPODRES. That's not just for the YouTube, that's also for the Instagram. Lance, hit him with yours.
Yeah, my Instagram, IM_ILLSON. And also, like Pete said, man, we would love it. Really appreciate it if you guys went ahead and hit the like button on that thing. Makes the channel grow so much faster, and that's what we're trying to do. So, YouTube, Compadre, COMPODRES.
Rizat, hit him, man.
Yeah, you can reach me at Rizot in the Hizot, and just like these two other gentlemen said right now, go ahead and hit the like button on Compadres, and have a good evening over there.
See ya.